Alright, what is up guys? We have War number 2, Season 34. We're going up against Salty. They're an emerging alliance. They've been doing really well the past couple years, so we knew we couldn't take this matchup lightly. Section 1, I have Path 6. I only have one fight here. Aggressive prowess, where he, Yellow Jacket here, he gets more prowess over time that I don't hit him. I'm using Hercules for all my fight. I feel pretty comfortable because Hercules is just a monster. So thankfully I know with Hercules, if you die, you have immortality unless there's some weird interaction. So I forgot to record 2 of my fights here. I also took Path. What path is that? Path 8 in Section 2. They're pretty boring fights anyway. So here I'm just trying to get my persistent charges with Hercules. He gets 1 for knocking down the opponent, 1 for intercepting, and then 1 for getting knocked down, which I wasn't trying to get knocked down, but here at some point I get clipped by Yellow Jacket's SB1, which then gives me that 3rd persistent charge. So that worked out. And I knew it wouldn't take that much damage from Power Sting when I used my special. So he goes down pretty quick. I got my 3 persistent charges, and that went pretty well. So after this, I have the shared mini in Section 2. I'm taking on Guardian as an interesting placement. I don't think I've ever seen him be placed there before. I had my Odin pre-fights so that I would be, I think it's like 80% shock resistant or something like that. But it has EMP modification, so I was going to place all of them, but I ended up just placing the 1, I think, or maybe 2. Because basically on this node, the more buffs you get, the less power you gain in some way. And then also that's the more shock that gets put on you. So my goal here is just to, watch out for Bubble Shield as well. So 10 hits there. So just basically just parry heavy. Once again, get that persistent charge that way, intercept, and just try not to get hit. So I wasn't too worried about this fight. Thankfully with Hercules, I'm never worried about fights because he's a monster. He's a beast. He's so good. I didn't realize how good he was until last season. But anyway, here, it was pretty straightforward. I had a few hiccups with the fight. I got tagged by a few specials, and I think my intercepts, I find that Infuriate doesn't always work out. So with Hercules, when you hit, I think it's 1 or 2, your first medium and light or something like that. Anyway, he gets Infuriate, which is supposed to make your opponent more aggressive, and a lot of times I find that I get light intercepted that way. So I get intercepted twice in a row there. And now my power's down, and then I got hit by a special.
Booyah! That's what we call a sack lunch. We got a man down.
So this fight just starts out really bad. It's like, I was like, oh, okay, I'm in the corner, but I know I brought Black Panther, so I have a Black Panther synergy here. So my specials are unblockable. So I knew I was pretty in control. I just didn't want to get hit anymore. I see Bubble Shields at 8, so I didn't really want to take any more blocked hits if possible. I can't remember if I got clipped again or not. I went for some cheeky intercepts and they worked out. Yep, I got clipped there. And thanks for that shock damage. That shock is actually, I think it's healing me actually, which is good. So, because I have willpower on as well. So at this point,
I love you. I love you. Yoni loves Chachi.
yeah, my wife texted a group in the middle of there. She was sitting right next to me. I was like, don't do that. She felt really bad, but it was fine. The fight was good. So, like I said, I took 2 fights I didn't record. Next up is this Penny. It's a mini, has brute force and disorient and limber, I believe. I've taken it before with Herc. I got confused on this fight. I wondered if with Herc Special 1, I wondered if I would bypass her Sync Shield, and also I thought that until she throws a Special 1, that her Sync Shield won't be activated. So I was thinking, okay, so I can just kind of fight her like normal, and once I get the SB1 off, she'll be pretty easy. But I was really, really wrong. In the past when I fought her, I've taken down her Sync Shield and just kind of parry heavied or something like that to kind of keep brute force down. So I made a lot of errors here, and it's pretty fun to watch. So I start out here with the Power Start 1. I get my special 1 off, and now I'm thinking, okay, well, I have True Strike or True Sense, and she doesn't have her Sync Shield up, right?
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for
a little wrong. So yeah, that didn't work out too well. Now she's at a special 2, which is where you don't want her to be, because she can catch you. I think she actually does catch me at that special 2, if I remember right. Plus there's brute force, and she's holding special. Yeah, so see, I get pulverized by her special 2, and I'm like, oh shit, this is not going well. I'm in the corner. I need to get her sync shield down, but it's really hard to hit into someone's block when you're back in the corner. So I'm just trying to do whatever damage I can. Actually, looking back on it, I didn't realize her sync shield was down at this point. So I could have just played freely, but I was kind of so frazzled. I was like, crap. So at this point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for my special 2 intercept and hope her shield doesn't take it on. Actually, there you go. She caught me with the heavy, even better. So yeah, I don't even think I got the special intercept. I think I just shot my special 2. So that's an example of where a bad player can be saved by Hercules. So that fight worked out pretty well. Actually, not pretty well. It just worked out, and then I didn't die. Hercules is very potion heavy, so I have the boss now with MODOK. I've taken this fight one time before. I'm very comfortable with it. Basically, my strategy is just to use a power start 1 and fire off your special 1 so that his auto block is basically completely null. And then I know my specials are going to be unblockable as well. So yeah, it's just pretty much all it is. It's a pretty quick fight. It's pretty easy. The only thing that can go wrong is if you try to intercept too many times and MODOK, light intercepts you. I guess that could be wrong. But I mean, this fight I was probably the least worried about. That Penny, clearly I should have been a little more worried. But anyway, yeah, so this MODOK is pretty straightforward. Just that power start 1. He's stun immune, and he could be tough if you had someone who wasn't auto block. I used to use Mole Man for this fight, and apparently Blaze in our group uses Killmonger. It does very well, but I guess it just didn't work out this time that he could bring him. Yep, a little bit of a special intercept. I got a couple free pre-fights here as well. I got one from Sky, my alliance mate. I appreciate that, and I think it may have been it. I had my Odin pre-fight, so you can see here. I mean, we're 30 seconds into the fight, and he's already down nearly to half health. I feel like I wasn't gaining a lot of power, but I'm sure that was just seemingly so. His special 1's really easy to evade. I decided to special intercept all my special 1s. Before, I was just trying to take off my special 1 or just use it just to keep my true sense up. But here you can see I have 9 cruelty or precision. I can't remember which one that is. I had 9 there for a second, and he hits crazy hard when that happens. So I'm just baiting another special 1, and then I don't remember. I think I do get to one more special 1. Yeah, I get to one more special 1 here, and he's basically dead. And I'm back up to 6 cruelty charges and whatnot. Special intercept. He goes back into his block, and then I just knew that Hercules could break right through that. So all in all, it was good. Salty did great, and thanks for watching. It was a good war.
Oh, you fat. I'm muscle. Oh, look at my little Bill. He's a little Hercules. Show me muscle again. Oh, Hercules, 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 Hercules.